my name is Peachy, and today I'll be discussing the chemistry behind making honeycomb candy. So honeycomb candy is this toffee-like substance. It's primarily made of sugar, just honey and sugar and a few other things that I will get into later. But the thing that makes it the most interesting is the fact that we add baking soda or sodium bicarbonate, which releases carbon dioxide and results in this spongy-like substance. So it's not the healthiest option, but it is very delicious if done right. And some of the examples of it, if you've ever seen it in your local grocery store, it may look something like this, or my personal favorite, like this.
Here's a list of everything I will be doing. At the top there are the measurements I use since it isn't too clear in the videos. The first step is to measure out all the ingredients and put them in their respective places. Next, the parchment paper and baking soda are also prepared and placed next to the stove. Then I will heat the honey and sugar mixture until about 300 degrees Fahrenheit while stirring. After that, I will remove it from the heat and add the vanilla extract for taste and the baking soda as quickly as possible. This step is very important to get right. Then I will let the solution foam up and stir for another around 2 minutes. After that, you just pour it into the pre-lined baking sheet and let it cool. So here I am measuring out my 1 cup of sugar and the additional 1/4 cup of sugar. Here's the honey, 1 teaspoon, and the baking soda, 1 tablespoon. And here I am lining the parchment paper on the baking sheet. I'm using this really big pot shown here because it is going to foam up a lot. I put my sugar in, and then next I put my honey in, and it's going to take a long time, so I sped up the rest of this. And I'm going to add a little bit more just because I know some got left in the cup. So here I have everything prepped next to the stove because I have to put that baking soda and vanilla in quickly, and I'm going to turn on the stove. Now I'm gonna stir it around. As you can see, the caramelization process is beginning to happen, and I'll go into that in more detail.
Caramelization is the non-enzymatic browning and oxidation of sugar. First is a condensation or hydrolysis reaction, which breaks up the disaccharide sucrose, which is found in sugar. There are additional steps that follow, but the mechanism is not fully understood yet. And the sucrose can then react with water, like I said earlier, hydrolysis reaction, to produce glucose and fructose. Moreover, honey is primarily composed of fructose, glucose, water, and maltose. When this reaction is heated, a condensation reaction begins to occur with these monosaccharides to form difructose anhydride, among others. This is followed by isomerization of aldoses to ketoses and additional dehydration reactions, resulting in the flavor and aroma via fragmentation and polymerization, respectively. Color development is strongly dictated by fructose in comparison to the other carbohydrates as it begins to caramelize at the lowest temperature. Fructose caramelizes at 230 degrees Fahrenheit, galactose at 320 degrees Fahrenheit, as well as glucose and saccharose, while maltose caramelizes at about 356 degrees Fahrenheit. This is what gives the honeycomb the final yellow color. Moreover, polymeric caramels that are produced consist of 3 groups: caramellines, caramellines, and caramellines, which are used as colors in many other foods like soda, soy sauce, and ice cream. The flavors produced include furans, HMF, HAF, which are found in honey, acetic acid, which is sour flavors, esters, which result in fruity flavors, and maltose, which is bread-like flavors.
So the recipe I followed dictates that I should wait till about 300 degrees Fahrenheit, and as you can see here, it is slowly increasing, so I'll probably let it sit for another minute. However, my thermometer only goes up to 220 degrees, so I couldn't get it that precise. As you can see here, the caramelization process has proceeded even further with lots of bubbling occurring, indicating that it is almost time to take it off the heat. So I'm going to add my vanilla extract first, and that's immediately followed by the baking soda. And nothing happens when I first add it, but upon stirring, you can see that it begins to foam up. And this was the best part of the entire cooking process. Pretty mesmerizing, in my opinion. It was really cool to see this done. And the bubbles are occurring because the sodium bicarbonate is leading to a release of carbon dioxide. And too much stirring can actually lead to too much carbon dioxide release, which would make the candy less spongy. And now I'm going to pour it into the pre-lined baking sheet. A little bit more on the chemistry behind the baking soda. First, the sodium bicarbonate immediately dissociates in the sugar solution, and the water produced from the previous polymerizations will readily react with the bicarbonate in order to produce water and carbon dioxide. The carbon dioxide is released as bubbles, as you will later see. So this is immediately after I poured it in. It is still cooling off, and as you can see in this video, there are still carbon dioxide bubbles being released, and it was really cool. You could actually see this one about to pop in this video. As you can see, it's pretty textured with a lot of carbon dioxide bubbles releasing, creating this spongy-like texture. After it cooled off, I cut this little piece off. I think it could have been cooled off further. So that is this. After it cooled off even more, you can see even more bubbles in it. And now I'm gonna give you a little bit of a review.
Okay, I'm here with my roommate and we're reviewing the honeycomb. It's really sticky. It's stuck in my teeth. See?
It's stuck in my teeth too.
So,
it tastes
okay.
like sugar.
That's all it is. It doesn't taste bad.
It tastes like a sucker. A lollipop.
In conclusion, the thing that I made was not exactly what I desired. It was a little bit too sticky. This could have accounted for the amount of stirring that I had done after adding the baking soda. And another thing that could have helped was sifting the baking soda so that there was more surface area to react with the sucrose in solution. And next time I will definitely be doing that because I do hope to perfect this. So thank you for watching, and this is how you make honeycomb.